Hello, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbau, and let's start off with the sports minister because he's been speaking and he has hinted a new Black Stars head coach is close to being appointed by the Ghana Football Association. According to him, the Ghana FA is expected to present a final report to his ministry on who they have decided to hand the role. The role has been vacant following the resignation of Otto Addo after the Black Stars 2022 World Cup campaign in Qatar, which saw them exit in the group stage. Speaking before the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament on Tuesday, Mustafa Yusuf said the GFA will submit a report by next week on the next appointment.
After the World Cup, countries that lost their head coach have made effort of replacing them. And you've mentioned countries like Portugal, France, and they've even renewed. Some of them contracts have been renewed. In Ghana, the FA, which is the agency or the organization in charge of making sure that they hire a coach, is in the process. And I personally have engaged them, and they are working to, as at last week, the indication was that they will bring the final report to the ministry, possibly this week or next week. And because I also know that we have an assignment in March, and we need to have a replacement of head coach in place so that he can start preparing in earnest to get our team in place for the AFCON qualifiers, which is going to take place in March. So countries should be assured that the FA is working to ensure that we get a replacement.
Well, we understand the Ghana Football Association has shortlisted 3 persons to take that very job as far as the Black Stars is concerned. And what we understand is that this man is the first on that very list. There's Steve McLaren. He's age 61 and he's an English. And if you could see, these are the teams he has most recently coached. 1995 to 1999, he was assistant coach at Derby County. 1999 to 2001, he was a Manchester United assistant coach. You could see all the way, coached at Middlesbrough. England national team, he was there. FC20 in Eredivisie, he was there. Wolfsburg in the German Bundesliga, he was there. And you could see even Nottingham Forest, he coached it. FC20 went there again. Derby County, he was there again. Newcastle United, as recent as 2015 to 2016, he was there. He went again to Derby County, and even in 2018 and 2019, he was at Queen's Park Rangers. And currently, he is the assistant coach for Manchester United. And what we understand is that he's part of the coaches who've been shortlisted for that vacant role of the Black Stars. But what is his record? What does he have to show if he's to be given the job? Well, at Middlesbrough, he achieved a great success. He won the Football League Cup in 2003-2004. And guess what? This is a very important honors for him, where in 2005-2006 season, he went all the way to the finals of the UEFA Cup. And currently, that's called the Europa. He went all the way to the finals, and he got beaten by Sevilla in that finals. And at FC20, he won the Eredivisie in 2009-2010 and was awarded the Manager of the Year in the Eredivisie. So that's Steve McLaren. Great CV, great prospect, and he looks like an excellent coach. But the question is, what the GFA choosing? Which other coach has been shortlisted for this job? Now, this is the man, Hector Cooper, age 67. He's an Argentine, and he's coached Mallorca, he's coached Valencia, he's coached Inter Milan, he coached Mallorca again, Real Betis in the Spanish La Liga. He's been at Parma. He's coached the Georgian national team. He's also been in Greece. He's coached Racing Santander. He's been in Turkey. He's been in the UAE. Coached Egypt as recent as 2018. He took Egypt to the 2018 World Cup. Very abysmal performance for Egypt there, where they exited in the group stages. And of course, as recent as 2018-2019, he was with Uzbekistan and also with DR Congo. And with DR Congo, he was sacked after he failed to qualify DR Congo to the 2022 World Cup because they got beaten by Morocco to that very World Cup ticket. But what is also his record, Valencia, that's where he had great success when he won the Supercopa de España in 1999. And also, importantly, he went to 2 UEFA Champions League finals, successive finals, in 1999-2000 and in 2000 and 2001. 1999 got beaten by Real Madrid, And here in 2000, 2001, he got beaten by Bayern Munich. So he has a great CV, even in the UEFA Champions League, and he definitely, appeared to be quite a good coach. Will he be chosen as the next Black Stars coach? Well, we'll live to see. Serie A runner-up 2003, 2000 and 2003 with Inter Milan. He also did that, of course, in the Greece also. He was runners-up. And with Egypt also in 2017, he was runners-up also there. So quite close, haven't exactly won a number of trophies for himself, been runners-up quite a number of times. But he does appear to have a great CV. But will he be chosen? We wait to see. Then, of course, individual honors. You could see UEFA Club Coach of the Year 2000, European Coach of the Year, awarded that. Globe Soccer Award, Best Arab National Team Coach of the Year 2016-17. He was awarded that. So you want to talk about his honors, individual and even managerial honors. It does appear that he has a great CV that will possibly entice the GFA to give him the job. But will he be given? Well, which other coach is his competitor? This man, Chris Hughton, of course, has a Ghanaian lineage, and he's been in the talk as far as him possibly becoming the next coach of the Black Stars is concerned. He's been there. We understand even from the presidency, he does appear to get some support there. But what is his record? What is his coaching record? He was with Tottenham Hotspur as a caretaker coach in 1997, 98 still with Tottenham Hotspur, 2003, 2005. He was assistant coach of Republic Ireland. 2008, he was with Newcastle United as a caretaker coach. And, of course, got the job in 2009-2010 season, 2011-2012 with Birmingham City, 2012-2014 with Norwich City, 14 to 2009 with Brighton Hove and Albion, and as recent as 2020 to 2021, he was with Nottingham Forest. And that was his last job, 2021. But, of course, he was with the Ghana national team as a technical advisor at the World Cup. And, of course, we know how that ended up with Ghana exiting the tournament in the group stages. But this is his managerial honors. Newcastle United, he won the Football League Championship in 2009-2010. He qualified Newcastle United there. And, of course, with Brighton Hove and Albion also, he was runners-up in the EFL. In terms of the individual awards, Premier League Manager of the Month, February 2018, he got it. Football League EFL Championship Manager of the Month between 2009 to 2016. He won it 8 times. And, of course, he also Football League Championship Manager of the Year, 2009 and 2015 and 2016, he won it. So he also got some record there. But the question really is, who will be given the job? Who is going to get it? Is it going to be Chris Hughton? Is it going to be Steve McLaren? Is Steve McLaren going to leave his job on Manchester United to come and take the job as Black Stars coach? Or it's going to be Hector Cooper, who has some experience on the African continent? Well, we understand, according to the sports minister, that latest by next week, we are likely to know who will lead the Black Stars in that all-important AFCON qualifier against Angola come March. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back. We'll tell you more because Coach Anu Walker has been speaking ahead of Ghana's clash against Sudan. Now, let's go to the Public Accounts Committee where the sports minister spoke. Now, some staff of the National Sports Authority interdicted for their various roles in football corruption captured by investigative journalist Anas Arimio Anas in the number 12 expose have been living without salary for 4 years after being forced to stay away. Now, 4 staff members, including former Director General Robert Safo Mensah, Ashanti Regional Director Joshua Mensah, the Public Relations Officer Frederica Davis, and the Protocol Officer were interdicted for accepting bribes in 2018. Now, 4 years on, the police CID have yet to make the investigation into the matter known, leaving the interdicted staff in limbo. The story, however, took a different turn at the Public Accounts Committee hearing when the current Director General, Professor Peter Chumesi, failed to provide some document requested by members.
Others were found culpable. This particular individual was part of those to be investigated. And to date, we haven't received a report on him from the investigation. We've done a number of follow-ups at the police service, who also confirmed to us that indeed they are investigating the officer, but then it was commissioned, the investigation was commissioned by the presidency, so they will submit their report there, which we did a number of writings through our sector ministry to the presidency for the report to be issued, so that we will know whether the person is found guilty for us to be act on it or he's to be reinstated. Till date, we haven't received such a finality, and it has been a challenge for us indeed, officer, who is his.
On your own. So what you're telling me is that even beyond this period, he's being paid. Where are we?
So on interdiction, he gets 50% of his salary.
I think you're shirking your responsibility. In fact, I am of the opinion that you have the right to make a determination regardless of what the presidency might come up with. And I really think that after 2 years, you're not being fair to this gentleman, especially if he's innocent.
In fact, a number of times we have written.
When was the last time?
Last year, but I can't confirm the actual date.
To them?
Yes.
The police?
Yes, we have a number of.
Do you have a copy of that letter?
Chairman, we will furnish you with some of these correspondence and the petitions that we gathered over this period.
Have you really written to the police? You knew you were coming to answer questions on this particular issue. Why didn't you bring the necessary correspondence? Because if it was you who have been on half salary for 3 years, I'm sure you would have taken some action.
Those letters you say you written to the police,
yes.
Can you give us a copy?
That is what I indicated to the chairman, that I'll make them available because...
Sir, what did you think you were coming here to do? Didn't you know that you have been cited for these items? Then you come and sit here in presence of the committee, you tell us that you bring it later on. Did you think you were coming here for us to ask you how you were doing?
Well, in the last few weeks, also concerns have been raised about the leasing of the Crassport Stadium for which ends up destroying the pitch. Now, Professor Chumesi told the committee such event, despite the negative implications to the pitch, helped in the internal revenue-generated activities of the authority.
And you know, a stadium is actually a multi-purpose in function, which can be utilized for many other activities. Many sports, in fact, our 47 sporting associations, all of them have place in there. But there are also other non-sporting activities like other entertainments, which can also be accommodated.
The question is, the revenue that you generate from hiring a place, is it sufficient enough to repair the damages? You are talking too much.
Yes, what we generate helps to repair. For damage to the facility, I think I would say it's not really of a burden. The positive aspect of revenue generation, which is very positive for the running of the organization, especially when you look at the last year, the budget that you approved for us, by end of it, we realized the goods and services we receive only about 287,000. So this IGF arrangement that we do are harmless to the infrastructure, and it's a good way of the organization also to generate revenue. Yes, yes.
That's all we have for you on Prime Sports tonight. With me, Razak Musbau, and there's more on myjoyonline.com/sports. Do have a lovely evening.